Good morning, students. So today in this lecture we will study about the vaccination and immunization. That is the topic of human health chapter in 12th class biology. So these vaccination and immunization, these are two interrelated terms that depends on property of memory of our immune system, So this vaccination and immunization, they are interlinked, they are interrelated to each other, and they depends on the property of memory of our immune system. Now, what are vaccines? So these vaccines, these are preparations of dead, attenuated, or inactivated proteins of infectious microbes. So कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे हम वैक्सीन्स को? वैक्सीन्स क्या है? ये प्रिपरेशंस है डेड, एटोमेटेड या फिर इनएक्टिवेटेड प्रोटीन्स की. किसके प्रोटीन्स हैं ये? इन्फेक्शियस माइक्रोब्स के. नाउ फर्दर व्हेन दिस एंटीजेनिक प्रोटीन्स enters in human body, they acts as antigen and activates our immune system. So when these vaccines they enters in human body, then these vaccines, that is they contains the antigenic proteins. So these vaccines they acts as antigen for our immune system, and they are responsible for the activation of our immune system against the pathogen of which these are made up of. And when our immune system gets activated, then it results into the production of antibodies against the pathogen of which these vaccines are made up of. So after activation of immune system, this immune system produces the antibodies against that pathogen of which these vaccines are made up of. So these antibodies, they will then neutralize the pathogenic organism during our lifespan at the time of actual infection. ठीक है? तो हमारी बॉडी में हमने जब वैक्सीन इंट्रोड्यूस की, तो इन वैक्सीन ने हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम के लिए एंटीजन की तरह काम किया. क्यों? क्योंकि इनके पास कोई एंटीजेनिक प्रोटीन था किसी पैथोजन का, तो ये हमारे लिए एंटीजन की तरह काम करती है, और हमारी बॉडी में अंदर जाने के बाद ये हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को एक्टिवेट करती है. इम्यून सिस्टम को एक्टिवेट करने के बाद ये एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करवाती है हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम से उसी पैथोजन के खिलाफ जिसके ये वैक्सीन्स बनी हुई है. अब हमारा इम्यून सिस्टम एक्टिवेट हो चुका है, एंटीबॉडीज बना चुका है उस पैथोजन के खिलाफ. अब जब लाइफ टाइम में हमें कभी एक्चुअल इन्फेक्शन होगा उस पैथोजेनिक माइक्रोब से, तो ये एंटीबॉडीज उस पैथोजेनिक माइक्रोब को न्यूट्रलाइज या किल करने का काम करती है. नाउ अब इस तरह का जो इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोसेस है किसी डिजीज के लिए, इस तरह से हमने जो इम्यूनाइज किया है किसी पर्सन को, दैट इम्यूनाइजेशन इज नोन एज एक्टिव इम्यूनाइजेशन. उसी प्रोसेस को हम क्या नाम देते हैं? एक्टिव इम्यूनाइजेशन. एंड द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ द वैक्सीन्स which results in active immunization, they includes the hepatitis A vaccine, polio vaccine and tetanus vaccine. So these are the examples of active immunization. Now, the first vaccine was made by Edward Jenner. The first vaccine was given by Edward Jenner and it was given in 1796. And that vaccine is cowpox vaccine. That vaccine is cowpox vaccine, which was used for a boy suffering from pox, and the name of that boy is the James Phipps. For this, the first vaccine, that is cowpox vaccine, was used because the boy is suffering from the pox disease. So first vaccine is discovered by Edward Jenner, and that's why Edward Jenner is also known as father of vaccines. He is said to be the father of vaccines. तो इस तरह का जो इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोसेस है, जिसमें हम डिजीज के कमेंसमेंट होने से पहले ही उस पर्सन को उस डिजीज के लिए इम्यूनाइज कर देते हैं, उसको हम एक्टिव इम्यूनाइजेशन नाम देते हैं. The second type of immunization, that is known as passive immunization, and this passive immunization, it immunizes a person after the commencement of a disease. So second type of immunization is passive immunization, and this type of immunization, it immunizes a person after commencement of disease. That means after the pathogenic organism enters into the human body, then only these vaccines are given. So passive immunization is a immunization which immunizes a person after the commencement of disease. And in this type of immunization, the ready-made antibodies are used or are introduced into the patient's body for the treatment of a particular disease. And the examples of such vaccines are, that is diphtheria vaccine, and the another example is hepatitis B vaccine. Now we'll discuss the different types of vaccines. तो बेटा वो वैक्सीनेशन प्रोसेस जिसमें हम डिजीज के कमेंसमेंट के बाद रेडीमेड एंटीबॉडीज यूज करके किसी पर्सन को इम्यूनाइज करते हैं, उसको हम पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन नाम देते हैं. ठीक है. और पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन के जो एग्जांपल्स है वैक्सीन्स के, वो कौन कौन से हैं? दैट इज डिप्थीरिया वैक्सीन एंड हेपेटाइटिस बी वैक्सीन. नाउ विल डिस्कस सम टाइप्स ऑफ वैक्सीन्स. We have several different types of vaccines. Some of the important types we will discuss here. So the first type of vaccine, that is diluted or live or attenuated vaccines. First type is diluted, live or attenuated vaccines. These are the vaccines in which the viruses are grown in culture. Culture means that is they are grown through tissue culture. Or they are also grown in chicken embryo culture, This culturing process of viruses helps in reducing their replication property. So, during the formation of diluted, live or attenuated vaccines, the viruses are cultured in some culture medium either through tissue culture or through chicken embryo culture, and this culturing process results in reduction of their replicating quality, and when the replicating property of that viruses are reduced, they will not be able to cause disease in human beings, but they can be easily identified by our immune system. So, the example of such vaccines includes the rubella vaccine, even the polio vaccine are also prepared through this process only, the rotavirus vaccine. So all these are the examples of diluted, live or attenuated vaccines. Now we'll discuss the second type of vaccines. The second type of vaccines, they includes the inactivated vaccines, that is dead or inactivated vaccines. So second type is our killed or inactivated vaccines. During the preparation of these killed or inactivated vaccines, the disease-causing organism or the pathogenic organism is inactivated. That means the disease-causing organism is killed either by heat treatment or by some chemical treatment. The chemical treatment may include the treatment with formaldehyde or phosphorin. So, these killed or inactivated vaccines, they are prepared by inactivating the pathogen which is responsible for causing disease, and this inactivation is brought about by either by heat treatment or with the help of some chemical. The chemical may be the formaldehyde, or it may include the phosphorin treatment. Now, this heat treatment and this chemical treatment used to kill the pathogenic organism, it reduces or it stops, or even we can say it destroys the dividing property of pathogen. Due to which it cannot or it is not able to cause disease in human beings, but it can be easily identified by our immune system. The examples of such vaccines includes the examples, that is cholera vaccine and typhoid vaccine. Now we will discuss our third type of vaccine, that is toxoid vaccine. So third type is toxoid vaccines. So what happens sometimes, certain bacteria that enters in your body, they will not cause the disease, but these bacteria, they are responsible for production of some toxin, and this toxin causes the disease in us. For example, the tetanus causing bacteria, that is Clostridium tetani, it releases a toxin. toxin. That toxin is known as tetanus spasmin. This tetanus spasmin then causes the disease in human beings. So, for the treatment of such diseases, the toxoid vaccines have been used, and the example of toxoid vaccines includes the tetanus vaccine and the diphtheria vaccine. Tetanus vaccine and diphtheria vaccine. So it is our third type of vaccine, that is toxoid vaccines. What has happened sometimes, the pathogenic organism such as bacteria, it will not cause the disease in human beings, but it produces some toxins which causes the disease in human beings. For the treatment of such diseases which are caused by toxin, the toxoid vaccines have been used, and they include the tetanus vaccines and the diphtheria vaccines. Now the fourth type of our vaccines is combined vaccines, and these combined vaccines are produced by joining two components. For example, the cover piece is of bacteria, and this cover piece of bacteria is one component. During making of vaccine, it is combined with some protein carrier chemical. So the combined vaccines are used by joining of or combining of two components, such as cover piece is made up of bacteria in the vaccine, and protein, it is combined with some protein carrier chemical. So in this type of vaccines, the immune system is activated. Immune system is activated by using only a part of pathogen tissue. And when a part of pathogen tissue is combined with some protein carrier molecule or some cover piece, then it results in the formation of a combined vaccine. The example of such vaccines includes influenza unit vaccine. Now there is another type of vaccine that is known as the genetically engineered vaccine. And this genetically engineered vaccine, they are produced through rDNA technology. So now we have discussed all the 5 different types of vaccines, and now we will move to our next topic, that is our allergy. So now we'll discuss the allergy. So what is this allergy is? So this allergy beta, it is a hypersensitivity disorder of our immune system. How will you define this allergy? That this allergy is a hypersensitivity disorder of our immune system. So when this allergy occurs, so usually when the immune system of a person starts reacting to some harmless substances which are present in our atmosphere, then only allergy occurs. And these substances which are responsible for causing allergy, they are known as allergens. So what are allergens? Allergens are the substances responsible for causing allergy. And when did allergy occurs? At the time of allergy, the mast cells of our connecting tissue, they usually releases the histamines and serotonin, which are responsible for the production of symptoms of the allergy. So first we'll discuss the allergens only. So what are allergens? These allergens are the substances responsible for causing allergy. Usually they are harmless substances. These are harmless substances present in atmosphere. So this allergy, it is a hypersensitivity disorder of our immune system. It occurs when a person's immune system starts reacting towards some harmless substances present in atmosphere, and these substances which are responsible for causing allergy, they are known as allergens. Usually they are harmless substances, and they include the substances like the cattle dung, the pollen grains, dust particles, even the change in the seasons, that is summer or winter, they can also act as an allergen for some people, and even the histamines. All are allergens which are responsible for causing allergy in case of living organism or human beings. Now further, during the time of allergy, our WBC cell types, this gets excessively activated. And on their activation, these WBC cell types then releases the IgE antibody. They are responsible for the release of IgE antibody. This IgE antibody along with histamines and the serotonin which are released by the histamines and the serotonin which are released by mast cells of our immune system, they results into the production of some symptoms. So the symptoms of this allergy includes, symptoms में क्या क्या included है इसके देखो एक बार, that is itching, खुजली चलना, that is itching at the site of infection. The second, the redness, the watery eye, breathing problems, along with this, the sneezing, coughing, all are the symptoms of the allergy. So here we have discussed the allergy. क्या है बेटा एलर्जी, एक बार दोबारा बता रहा हूं मैं. एक हाइपर सेंसिटिविटी डिसऑर्डर है हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम का. जब किसी पर्सन का इम्यून सिस्टम रिएक्ट करना स्टार्ट करता है कुछ हार्मलेस सब्सटेंसेस के खिलाफ जो एटमॉस्फेयर या एनवायरनमेंट में प्रेजेंट है, तब एलर्जी होती है. वो सब्सटेंसेस जो एलर्जी कॉज करते हैं हमारे अंदर, उनको हम नाम देते हैं एलर्जेंस. ये यूजुअली हार्मलेस होते हैं, एटमॉस्फेयर में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. ये एलर्जेंस क्या इंक्लूड करते हैं, जैसे कैटल डंग हो गया, पोलन ग्रेन्स हो गया, डस्ट पार्टिकल्स हो गए, हिस्टामिन्स हो गया, सेरोटोनिन हो गया. ठीक है. और ये हिस्टामिन और जो सेरोटोनिन है, ये हमारे जो कनेक्टिंग टिश्यू है उसके मास्ट सेल के द्वारा प्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं. और एलर्जी के टाइम हमारे जो WBC टाइप के सेल्स है वो एक्सेसिवली एक्टिवेट होके और IgE एंटीबॉडी प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. इनके प्रोडक्शन की वजह से कुछ सिम्टम्स अराइज होते हैं, जैसे कि इचिंग हो गया, रेडनेस हो गया, वाटरी आई हो गया, ब्रीदिंग प्रॉब्लम्स हो गई, स्नीजिंग हो गया, कफिंग हो गया, लाइट फीवर हो गया. ठीक है, लाइट फीवर, विच ऑल आर सिम्टम्स ऑफ एलर्जी. जो सारे क्या हैं, एलर्जी के सिम्टम्स हैं. नाउ दिस एलर्जी इट कैन ऑल्सो बी ट्रीटेड. हम इस एलर्जी को ट्रीट भी कर सकते हैं. इट कैन ऑल्सो बी ट्रीटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ सम मेडिसिन सच एज द एड्रेनालिन. It can be treated with the help of adrenaline. Epinephrine is also used for the treatment of allergy. Steroids. All these are antihistamines. All are used for the treatment of this allergy. That is adrenaline, epinephrine, steroids, and antihistamines are used for the treatment of the allergy. Now we will discuss our next topic, that is autoimmunity. So what is this autoimmunity? So this autoimmunity simply means injury to self. Injury to self. So sometime what happens, beta, our body cells or body tissue, they undergo some antigenic alterations. So cells or tissue undergoes some antigenic alterations. They undergo some antigenic alterations. Why they are undergoing the antigenic alterations or changes? They are undergoing the alterations, antigenic alterations or changes due to some physical, chemical or biological changes, occurring in our body. And due to these antigenic alterations, which are caused due to some physical, chemical or biological changes, our immune system fails to recognize between self and non-self antigens. सिंपली सेइंग इसका मतलब क्या है बेटा, कि जब हमारे कोई बॉडी सेल्स के अंदर कोई एंटीजेनिक चेंजेस आते हैं किसी फिजिकल, केमिकल या बायोलॉजिकल चेंजेस की वजह से, तो उसकी वजह से हमारा जो इम्यून सिस्टम है वो सेल्फ और नॉन सेल्फ में रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाता है। यानी कि वो इस चीज में रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाएगा कि कौन सा सेल उसकी खुद की बॉडी का है और कौन सा कोई बाहर से आया है। सेल्फ यानी कि खुद के बॉडी की, नॉन सेल्फ जो बाहर से आता है एंटीजेनिक सब्सटेंस। और उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, आवर इम्यून सिस्टम गेट्स एक्टिवेटेड अगेंस्ट द सेल्फ एंटीजेंस। ठीक है, सो एंड इट गेट्स एक्टिवेटेड अगेंस्ट सेल्फ एंटीजेंस। सेल्फ एंटीजेंस यहां किसको कह रहे हैं, यानी कि हमारी बॉडी के सेल्स या टिश्यूज को। ठीक है, एंड इट गेट्स एक्टिवेटेड अगेंस्ट सेल्फ एंटीजेंस एंड डैमेजेस देम। तो ये हमारी बॉडी के सेल्स को, टिश्यू को डैमेज कर दे रहा है, इसलिए हम इसको क्या नाम दे रहे हैं, दैट इज इंजरी टू सेल्फ। और ऑटो इम्यूनिटी के जो एग्जाम्पल है, द एग्जाम्पल इंक्लूड्स दैट इज rheumatoid arthritis. The another example is Addison's disease. This Addison's disease and rheumatoid arthritis are the example of autoimmunity. The third example is autoimmune thrombocytopenia. So these are the three examples of our autoimmunity, that is rheumatoid arthritis, Addison's disease and autoimmune thrombocytopenia. Thank you, students.